Welcome back to Parenting on the Ranch. Do you ever notice a dust issue with your central AC? If so, stick around for a quick tip on how to combat the dust.
We are a family of 5 living on a ranch in Texas.
On our channel, we will cover a variety of topics. These are solely based on our experience and opinions, and we do not hold any degrees in childhood development or education.
Welcome back to Parenting on the Ranch. I'm Jessica. So today we're going to talk about a quick tip that our air conditioner guy told us about to combat dust, because we live in the country and it's super dusty, in our AC cabinet wall unit thing. So the two things that you're going to need is just a cheap AC vent that will fit within the door of your cabinet, and then you're going to need 4 zip ties. You can use any color. I prefer the clearish white color because my AC is white. Ready? So we already have one of these installed. So I'll show you how to take it out first, and then we'll install the new one. So, oh, you need scissors too. So I'm just gonna cut through this. You can see the zip ties. I'm just gonna cut through the zip ties before I take the cabinet off. Now you wanna do this when your AC, oh, I can't get that one. When your AC is off. And typically, if you rinse your AC filter out once a month, scissor holder. If you rinse your, well, we have metal AC filters in our unit, so we rinse them out once a month. But if you change yours once a month, it's typically a good time to change this filter also. So our door just lifts up. So inside of our cabinet, it is super dusty because we didn't know about this for about 3 years. So this is the dust that you do see. The dust that you do see on the inside of your unit is just dust that is stuck in there from the condensation. And as you can see, this is our air filter. It's metal. It just sticks on there. And forgive the look out of it because I broke the top of it. So this is what we're going to do. This is the cheap AC filter. I just zip tied it through. You don't need to punch holes in it or anything. Oops. So here is our filter now. Ooh, that's...
Wow.
Now this is our first time doing this. We just learned about it last month. Well, at the end of last month, when our AC guy came out to service it, because we were getting a little bit of leakage and stuff, and it was gummed up. Like I said, we live in the country in Texas. It's super, super dusty, but I did not expect it to look like that.
No.
That is disgusting. I mean, you can like, there's probably a 1/2 inch of dirt on that. Look at that. So all this,
Turn around.
all,
I don't know how well y'all can see that, but that's the back of it.
so a little side-by-side comparison. This is the new one on the right side of your screen, and this is the one we just used on the left side of your screen. This is also the back. So the air comes out on this side. So a little comparison of the front. Again, the right side of your screen is the new. The left side of your screen is the one we just took out. That is disgusting.
It's amazing.
So obviously this tip works. Just think about it. All 3 of my kids have asthma. So if I didn't put this in, this would be circulating through my air, my AC filters and back into the air. I'm a little biased on the metal filters for the AC unit. Of course, you can rinse them out, so you really don't have to replace them every month. So it does cut the cost of buying the filters, but they're very hard to clean. And we use AC coil cleaner on our AC filters when we rinse them out. It helps a little bit, but just imagine this is going through my house. Again, this is our first time changing out. This is our first time seeing this tip actually work. but the comparison is obviously worth the money. Now, I bought these two Filtrate filters at Lowe's. The pack for 2 was $5. So for $2.50, this is what I'm keeping out of my house, because I can use this one. You know, I have 2 months worth for $5. So what do you think about this? Are you grossed out? So our air conditioner guy told us about this hack basically for your AC unit. I was really worried because the components of our AC sit so close to the door edge that, I mean, the thing, you know, is that, are the components going to get hot? Are they going to be able to breathe? Is my AC going to function like it's supposed to with this filter in the door? Now, these are only, well, it says 1 inch thick. They're probably 3/4 an inch thick. But there's enough room in the back to where it doesn't touch the components. The only other thing, like you saw at the beginning of this video when I took it off, the filter does not take up the entire door space. We have a weird shaped door, so this is a 16 by 20, 16 across by 25 long, 1 inch filter. It doesn't take up the whole door. It essentially covers all the holes in the front of the door, and that's all I need it to do to catch that amount of dust. So you can get a smaller filter and it will work for you. You don't want one that's too big, because then maybe your door won't shut. Now ours hangs on a little bracket on the top and we kind of smush it down on there. But I'm going to say this hack worked. The AC guy assured me that it won't tear up my AC components inside, and I think I'm going to continue doing this. So let's install the new filter so you can see how that works. So I just put my door up on the little hinge. Now again, if you want to look, this is how it sets on the inside. It's kind of dark in there. So essentially I miss 1 inch on both sides. So that is still filtering in. So it does get fresh air that's not double, or that's not filtered through the door, return into the unit. So I'm just gonna lay my door down. I'm just gonna use the bracket in my belly here. I'm just going to lay it on top. This filter, even though it is a cheap filter, it has like this, it reminds me of polyfill batten that it has, but it also has a fine metal mesh on the in between it. So I just take the zip tie and stab it in as best as I can. And it doesn't matter where you place it. Can you go on the back side? So then I'm going to loop it through just any vent. I try to skip like 2. So we're gonna pull it up like this. If you're OCD, it's not gonna look pretty, but it does work. So the return side I'm going to put on the outside of the cardboard, and then I'll have the little buckle part on the inside. So I just want, before I tighten it down, I just want to make sure it's centered. Now it's pretty loose right now. So I'm going to do, I did the top left for me. Did the top left. Now I'm going to do the bottom right for me. So just make sure when you get the return, it's on the outside of that cardboard. And I'm just going to tighten it down enough to where it stays in place. That way I can wiggle it back and forth and kind of get it lined up before I put the 2 opposite ones in. Because I want to essentially make it in the middle. Helps if you work the zip tie the correct way. We'll do the last one. Get that return sign in and in place. And zip it down. So I got them all loose. I'm going to make sure that it's basically centered up and down and side to side. And then I'll just tighten them down the same order that I put them in. So top left for me, bottom right, top right, and bottom left. And it's okay if the cardboard bends a little bit. So then we're just going to cut off the little zip tie tail. And put our door back on. Well, this is very difficult when you've got fingernails. But I mean, that's essentially it. The only thing we're left with is the zip tie sticking out on the backside. Again, it's not pretty, but I will definitely take the zip tie sticking out if this is what it filters. So I hope that you like this hack or tip. It's cost efficient. You don't have to buy the $20 filters. You can buy the cheap ones. It obviously does work. So I hope that you like this hack for your AC wall unit. If you would, hit the thumbs up button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to other tips, tricks, hacks, parenting tips that we have. And until next time, happy parenting.